the button. I press the button. Someone knows it's Christmas. He's ready to party. Hello everybody, it is Friday, December 23rd, 2 days prior to Christmas. I hope that you're not going all crazy and running around. I'm not. That's for tomorrow and the day after. But I don't do Christmas gifts, so that cuts down on the prep. I go crazy with my videos, and then, oops, the kids are coming over on Christmas Day. So we're having a nice Christmas brunch. Very chill, very relaxed. We're probably going to play games or watch a movie or something, and that's how I like my Christmas. Christmas is about spending time with family, not about gifts. I'm sorry to those that enjoy gifts. When the kids were little, I did gifts, but not anymore. Little and not so little. I only stopped like 5 years ago. 6 years ago? I can't remember. Anyways, okay, so, oh, by the way, I'm drinking chai tea out of my Craft Shack mug. See it? If you're interested in doing good deeds around Christmas time, because I know a lot of people, instead of giving gifts, like actual gifts, they like to donate to causes. Go check out Craft Shack on the go. I'll put the link below. Heather is wanting to take her show on the road, which is a good endeavor, so please do donate. Help out a fellow artist. Oh, I love chai. Chai, especially at Christmas time. It's like all spicy and comforty. Okay, I did receive Happy Mail, which I will do at the end. And by the way, Heather, I got your package. Where have I been? It seems like years since I haven't vlogged, but I think my last vlog dates back from November, I think. Yes, November, when I announced my 12 days of Christmas, which ended a lot later than anticipated, but my part-time job kept me a little busier than usual. I don't know why this year it was busier. I'm not sure. But anyways, I managed to get things done. That resulted in the 12 days of Christmas ending much later than anticipated, but that's okay. You got them. And it's fine. I'm not going to apologize because you hate it when I do that, and I'm starting to hate it too. So, but they made it. They made it. Yes, I made it, and they made it to YouTube, and you guys watched them. However, I know that not everybody watches my process videos. A lot of you are just following me for the vlogs. So I will show you what I made for the 12 days of Christmas. Here it is. That's the snow globe. By the way, all the art that I'm showing you right now, they are coloring book pages that are available on Etsy store, if you are not aware, and they're still up for grab. They will stay there as long as Etsy is there. But this is a snow globe. Oops, I don't know if it's going to focus on it. Probably not. And that's a shaker card, and this is the card that I don't want to mail because I thought I had sealed it properly, but it didn't. I have glitter on my desk, so that's one. This is my little peace and love snowman. This is the peace and love sign inside a balloon. I figured the world needs a lot of peace and love during the holidays. Well, all the time, but especially during holiday season. I kind of like him. He's quite cute. And while I was doing the 12 days, I kind of realized that I have come full circle in my art, because you probably don't know this, but when I was young, I used to draw. I used to draw cartoon characters, not cartoons like on TV, my own inventions. And I will do a separate video on that because I have kept my drawings, and there's a little backstory with my brother and all that in there. But I used to make greeting cards for my family with my characters, and then I stopped. I stopped when just before I got married, I guess, and I didn't touch anything for the entire time until 10 years ago when I started scrapbooking very briefly, and then card making. So that was kind of like my reintroduction into the art world, if you want to call it that way. Then I ventured into art journaling, and that brought me into mixed media. And the mixed media part is only like 3 years old. I've only been into that since 2013, yes. But doing the 12 Days of Christmas brought me back to drawing, and I've rediscovered it, and I remember why I liked it so much. I realized it more when I did this piece, which I still like. However, this was really hard for me to produce. It's really textured. Look at that whipped cream. It didn't go down. It's rock solid. This is just, what's it called? Light molding paste piped in a bag. It's pretty cool though. I mean, I enjoyed the piece, but yeah, anyways, just a little side note. This one was so fun. That was a discovery, working with the pearlescent liquid acrylic. That's what this guy's made of. I'm trying to show the shimmer of this. Ah, here we go. Here we go. See? There's some at the bottom, the snow. And the little girl and the reindeer are painted with gouache, which, okay, so here I'm going to mix my notes in between in there. I was saying in the video that I was a little bit disappointed because I realized that the gouache I was using was not reconstituting with water, which I heard you could do that with gouache. And a few of you who are more knowledgeable than I am commented saying that there are two types of gouache. There's an acrylic-based gouache, which is what I was using, and a watercolor gouache. So I will definitely check out the watercolor gouache because I do like the permanent, or not the permanent, but the opacity of gouache. So yeah, I'm going to definitely check into that. And I have some flocking powder on this. This is from Martha Stewart. It's quite fuzzy. It's so fun. I like this one too. I like them all. They're all my babies, you know. And then I wanted to color on craft cardstock with my colored pencils. So, pencils. So here's my little snowman. That's a lot of fun. There's some glitter in the background. This one was very popular. Yeah, that little penguin. I think that was it day 2? I think it was day 2, yeah. That penguin was really popular. I think he's cute. I think he would be adorable on a Christmas card. Maybe next year. Quite fun. And this was colored with Big Brush Pit Artist pens. This is with Copic markers and gold. That's my Christmas wreath. I love that wreath. I love the colors and all the gold. Oh yeah, and I did some airbrushing. I would love to invest in a compressor. I know it's expensive, but this is my favorite, so I'm going to keep it for the end. I have a few favorites actually. Okay. Actually, I lied to you because the most popular one I think was this one here. That's my Polly Bear who's tangled in a string of lights, and one of my subscribers did this. She shared it on my Facebook through a direct message, so if I think of it, I'll ask her permission to post it. But what she did is she combined 2 sketches, I think. She took my trees and the bear and strung the lights around the tree and the bear, and it was quite fun. So this is watercolors and colored pencils, yeah. And I love the shading on the bear. He really stands out. I love doing this kind of art. You have no idea. This was day 1, I remember. That was so much fun to do. Again, this is watercolor. Okay, so the last 3 are my favorites because they're almost entirely made of colored crayons, colored pencils, colored crayons. So this one, this is the gnomes. Actually, this has a water-based marker base. And the background is all colored pencils. So what I did is I went around, like I didn't color. As I was coloring, I was forming circles. So the circles is actually the raw paper. I like them, they're fun. I think this one is my favorite. The cupcake tree. I love this tree. I love it. And there's a little bit of glitter. It was difficult to render the glitter on the photo, but you can see here there's some Wink of Stella pens. There's some glitter here on the snowflake. That is the Clear Star gel pen. Where else? There's some of the berries on top. When I move the paper. The nose on the reindeer slash snowman. He's a cross between a snowman and a reindeer, I think. I get very imaginative when I do my sketches. But yeah, this one I think is by far, not by far, but I think this one is my favorite. A close second is the gnomes. And this one here, which is my last day. There's glitter on her pom-pom here, and on the bonnet, on the hat here. Yeah, and here. I'm really trying, guys. Okay, oh, here it is. But that's, yeah, this was a lot of work. So this is all colored pencils entirely, except for a little bit of gel pens. But yeah, the glow, everything, that took forever. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoy this process. I like details. You know that. I've repeated myself many, many times. I love detail work. I get into the zone and I could just color away all day long. Unfortunately, it's not very productive, but that's what art is all about. Art is finding your space, finding what ticks for you. And if I have to create less but feel satisfied with that, then that's what I'll do. Yes. Okay, so that was it. Then I tried to get back into watercoloring. That was difficult. Because I was so focused on the 12 days of Christmas and work that the rest was kind of like was forgotten. And I did 2 pages. I did this page. This was me trying to break the, you know, illustrative style, more like fine lines, details, more precise, more realistic stuff. And I just wanted to let loose. And so I drew this very loosely. This is, of course, watercolor and the Pentel brush pen. And I figured it was funny because I couldn't get back into loose watercolor painting. So at one point it was just a mess. And then I decided to take the Pentel brush pen and kind of doodle over that, and that was fine. This, which my friend Lucy said is beautiful. At one point I had given up and wanted to throw it in the garbage. I couldn't because it's in my book, but what's happening in the background here, the very light colors, is me grabbing whatever was left over from the 12 days. I had different palettes and I just sprayed water on that and I just let it drip on the paper. And I thought I'd seen something, so I decided to build over that, and it did not work and I was really getting frustrated. And then I have a whole stash, I kid you not, it's about this much, of watercolor paper reject testings and all that I want to use up in collages and stuff. And so these flowers and the leaves is exactly that. These were cut out from remnants of watercolor paper that never made it to anything other than a reject pile. And this is a jelly print. This paper and that paper, this is actually the reverse of this paper. And these are jelly prints. I decided to make a vase with that, and then I darkened the color in the background, and I quite like it though. Now I like it. It's funny, huh? And last night, yes, I said last night. What I realized last night is that I'm a night owl and I will always be. Now, when I got divorced 3 years ago, I don't think I've ever said this word out loud, but I got divorced 3 years ago, and I was always a night person, working really late, sometimes like up to 4 o'clock in the morning. After the divorce, I kind of became a morning person. Not sure why that is, but it turned out that way. And then in May of this year, I started doing morning art because I was afraid that I was going back into my night owl routine. So I started getting up super early, doing art in the morning. And although I had gotten into the practice and it was going well, I kind of let it go because it's not me. I'm at my most creative at night, like late afternoon at night. So anyways, all this to say that last night I said, you know what? I'm not going to force myself to get up early anymore. I mean, I don't get up as late as I used to, and I will do my art whenever it pleases me. So anyways, last night I did this piece, which I like very much. It's funny how I like glowing things. I realized that during the 12 days of Christmas, but this was again using another palette, excuse me, colors left on a palette dish that I kind of, I added a lot of water and I let that flow on the paper. So it was ranging from blue turquoise to like a reddish blue and yellow. And then I decided to doodle over that. And these were created with Sennelier's soft pastels. I forgot that I had, this is ridiculous. I bought these on liquidation and I've never used them. That's ridiculous. And last night I was looking for something to create a glow. And I don't know why I reached for my paint pen and then I thought, okay, I'm going to smudge around. And that didn't work. And then my eyes went to that box and I'm like, I have that? That's really not good. So, again, using my stash, and you'll see more of different things this year. Here's the thing. Is this considered mixed media? Like, do you consider this mixed media? This is watercolor. It's, the doodling was done with a Faber-Castell India ink pen. And then I have soft pastel on this. Is this considered mixed media? It's a debate. I love I'm not sure if this is the sun, because it doesn't make sense that the sun would be there and then those three would glow. Is it? So anyways, I quite like it. Of course, there's gold. I can't get away from gold. And I won't. And I don't want to. And I shouldn't because I don't want to. But yeah. So that was my art show and tell. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Happy Mail. I have a subscriber from Belarus, Irina. I got your postcard. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? She always makes handmade collage postcards. And this is made of cardboard. It's made on cardboard. But look at that tree. Look at the glow. Look at that sunshine glowing on top of that tree. I love that. You know what brings me happy. I love this. And she says in the back, even the back is collage. I'm going to hide her address. She also collaged in the back. Dear CeeCee, Merry Christmas to you. Best wishes for the holiday season and the upcoming 2017. By the way, you have beautiful penmanship. I love your handwriting. Wishing you lots of inspiration and productivity. Love, Irina. Stay warm. I love this. Thank you so much. Gorgeous. Okay, so now I have Heather's, my Patreon, because I contribute to her Patreon feed. And so these are my Patreon goodies. Oh, the frog. Look at this. She watercolored that. Isn't that gorgeous? The colors really came out great on the print, Heather. Very nice. And then I have another envelope. She did say that there's a few special things that were heading our way. Oh, wow. Nice. Look at this. Look how beautiful. There's lots of gold on this. Thanks, Heather. You know I like that. Oh, it looked, the blessed looked embossed, but it's not. It's handwritten. Let me see here if there's anything. It's a little personal, so I will keep that to myself. But she starts by saying, CeeCee, can you believe we started this Patreon adventure a year ago? It's true. We both launched our Patreon page at the same time. Oh, thank you. Gorgeous. Beautiful. And then look what she made. Oh my God. And there's felt in the back. This is like a tile. Merci. Oh. She stamped merci in French. How cool. Look at that crackling thing going on. Wow. And there's gold too. The dots are gold. See how shiny it is? And she probably covered this with some kind of an epoxy. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you so much, Heather. Gorgeous. Again, link. I'm looking at my notes, and of course they don't make sense anymore because they're so old. But I'm going to flash up on the screen right here a photo that I took of my test that I did with Copic markers over permanent markers. So, you know, like when you draw with like a line art, and then you want to color in the image with Copic markers. Some markers are not as permanent. Well, they are probably permanent for other medium and on paper, but when you're mixing an alcohol-based marker like Copic, there's a little bit of muddying going on. So the conclusion is that, of course, the Copic multi-liner, because it's a Copic marker, totally is safe with Copic markers. The Pigment Micron 2, there's a little bit of smudging, but not too much. And the Pitt Faber-Castell was the one that smudged more than the others, although not very noticeable. It's noticeable where I scribbled a lot. Like, you know, when I scribbled like that little square, but other than that, so those are my testings. I wanted to share that with you because I got a lot of comments about Copic coloring during the 12 days of Christmas, and also something else I wanted to share with you. I've addressed this in one of the videos, but if you are printing digital art like my coloring pages on a printer, I can't tell you if it will be safe or not. It depends on the printer, and I'm talking about inkjet, because laser, no problem. Because a laser printer, the toner is cooked into, it's heated, so it's cooked onto the paper, and it is totally safe for Copic coloring. I've done that many, many times. However, on an inkjet printer, it's a little different. And I've had another comment yesterday saying that I forget who it was, I'm sorry. She used to be able to do it on her HP printer, and then she changed cartridges, or they changed the ink in the cartridges for the same printer, and she can no longer do that. So she purchased a laser printer. So again, it depends on what type of ink, I guess, what type of inkjet. It's not just the printer. And I also think that it's a combination of paper and ink. So for instance, the printer in the back here, this is my Pixma Pro printer from Canon, and the cartridges that I have in there are generic. They're not all the manufacturer brand because they're expensive. So I have a store that sells generic, and this formula is fine. So far so good. But like I said, you would unfortunately have to test it out. And I print on Nina cardstock. I have been blessed by someone who sent me an incredible link for light fastness when it comes to mediums, like watercolors and pencils and markers and whatnot. I will put the link in the description below because this person did a whole bunch of testings and she's got photographs and you can actually see which color are not light fast. And I was very curious about the Mission Gold from Magello because there's not a lot of information out there. And it seems that there's only 4 colors that are not light fast. Light fast, yeah. I know that there's Prussian Blue, Opera Rose, and there are 2 other ones I can't remember. But I will put the link below as well so you can go and check that out. So thank you, H. Michael, for sharing that with me. I appreciate that. I think that's it. I have a couple of announcements. Actually, I'm very happy to say that my coloring pages are going to continue. I've had quite a bit of requests to do Valentine's Day, spring, flowers, florals, and stuff like that. So I will be doing more definitely, and I will be sharing them or the coloring process with you. It's not going to be like a full series like I did for Christmas, but I will definitely share that with you. So if you're a big fan of coloring, then I hope that you will like my future pages. Again, link below, Etsy store. And on December 26th, I'm having a Boxing Day sale at for my watercolor fun with the Elegant Writer class over at Creative Workshops. The class will be 50% off, so if you were on the fence for this class, now's your chance. So December 26th to December 31st is when it will be available at 50% off. And on that note, oh yeah, and I bought an electric sharpener. I wanted to share that with you because someone asked me the other day, and yes, I ended up forking the money for an electric sharpener because I honestly would have gone crazy during the 12 days. I have 3 or 4 different pencil sharpeners, like manual ones, and none of them whatsoever would sharpen my Prismacolor. It was just like going like as if I was rolling in butter. And I haven't had a problem. A lot of people are saying you should not use electric sharpener with your colored pencils. I don't have any problems whatsoever. I will take a picture, put it here, and leave a link if I can find one. But it's a good one. I'm really happy with it. And on that note, I will go grocery shopping now for Christmas. We're not doing the traditional turkey, not that I'm not sure that you care. We're doing salmon. This year I said no turkey. And like I said, it's going to be brunch style, very laid back, chill. I can't wait to see all my kids together. It's going to be fun. I hope that you will have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Oh, and Mr. Penguin says hi too. I've had this for years. I love it. I hope you'll have a wonderful Christmas. Stay warm, be safe. I hope that you will spend it with loved ones. Don't freak out. Don't go crazy for the preps. Just enjoy being with your family. And if you don't have the chance to be with your family, find some friends or go to a coffee shop. Just be amongst people just for a little bit so that you feel that connection to people. I think it's very important. I love you all. Thank you so much for all your support during the 12 days of Christmas. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below and I will see you later. Bye!